watching.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
It's Monday, this lovely Monday.
Woo! Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Wowie woo wah. What
Hello,
is the word?
Jason and Shanna Ewan,
The Ewans in the building. That's my twin right there.
Willie Sir Jess,
Mr. Wooly.
Lawrence Lilly,
The Lily Man.
Jova.
What up, though? What up, though? What's poppin'?
How's everybody doing?
I feel like you're hype man today.
Yeah, you should
Little
be my
something.
hype man every day. Joseph Harris,
What
how
up,
are you?
Jofus? I had a friend back in New York. I'd say Jofus. I was the only one that called him Jofus.
Cause you special.
I think so. I try to be. Yo, Walt E, what is popping? What is the word? What's going on, y'all? On this Monday.
Today was nice day. It
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
was about 75 today.
You
It
can't
was
just go
nice.
throwing temperatures out there. People are sensitive about that.
You right. But
Calvin
to
Carvey, what
start
up? What up?
conversation, you gotta start with the weather though.
That's what they say?
That's what they say. All fails. Start with the weather. Hey
Man.
G, how are you?
G Dope, where you been, brother? How you feeling?
God, hype man coming through.
Yo,
Badass.
badass thing in the building, doing your thing in the building. Come on now, right?
We was watching the Wu-Tang
Yeah,
saga.
y'all almost didn't get alive tonight.
Almost did it.
almost,
Almost did it.
almost didn't get alive tonight.
I'm watching this Wu-Tang saga on Hulu.
See, here's the thing: the episode that we're kind of trying to finish up was Protect Your Neck, the writing and the recording of Protect Your Neck. So,
Mhm.
woo,
It's good.
man,
It's
we
good.
we love y'all. We love y'all. Definitely.
2A. Well, both of them in here, 2A and LA, and 2A
Syndicate.
Syndicate. Jesus.
That's fam and T Mash. That's how I keep it simple. I don't want to be chasing all these,
Right.
bubbling my words up. Fam and T Mash. What up, Naughty Heathen? What's going on?
Right.
What is
Right,
that word?
Jova.
Yep, that's for sure. Jag, what up, brother? What's going on?
Gunrilla, how are you?
The realest Rick in the building. Oh
True
man.
Ghost, how are you?
True Ghost in here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot. What up, Ghost? That's the part I was waiting for. Ghostface killer. No one can get illa. What? Sorry. Yo, I'm sorry. I'll be, I'm a 90s. I'm a 90s hip hop fanatic.
Yo, they were showing the floppy disk and how they was recording on the floppy disk.
All that old shit.
I was like, Jesus. Hey,
That.
Gina, real deal.
What up, y'all? Gina versus
But
Gina.
yeah, it was bringing out some memories.
Yeah. I don't know.
Memories.
I think maybe there's no Wu-Tang song that I don't if, at least off the first album that I don't know the entire
Song
song.
two.
Yeah, all the lyrics. SD
So,
Marine,
who are
what it
your
is, what it
favorite?
is.
What would be your two favorite artists in Wu Tang?
Raekwon and Ghostface. Yeah.
Mine is Method and Ghostface. Ghostface is definitely one of them though.
Raekwon dropped that Purple album.
Oh, that's true though.
Yeah, that was Incarcerated Scarfaces. That solidified
Mm.
that position. Yeah.
Uh,
I was never into Method Man. I don't know, wasn't my thing. But
I'm just saying, just look at him. I mean,
this guy,
I'm just saying he's not as cute as you. Baby.
yeah, I bet he, yeah,
You know.
Yeah. Tap in, what up? He's like 60 years old, so enjoy. Go ahead. Mike the Shooter, what it is,
Just
what it
saying.
is, what it is. Don't say no more. Just
I'm
read
not
the people. Say hi to the
saying.
people. Everybody come in.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. See, well, E, I feel the same way. Raekwon and Ghost. It's crazy how you see the dynamics of them becoming, as a group and then chopping up and kind of, getting their own little things going on or whatever. But
Fat guy. So, Zach, tell us who your two favorite Wu-Tang artists are. I would love to know Zach's opinion on that one.
mm,
That's
yeah, everybody drop your favorite Wu-Tang artist.
right.
One or two, whoever. But yeah, Ghostface. After Ghostface dropped All That I Got Is You.
That's my favorite song too.
Yeah, that's a
That one's
strong
tough.
song
That
right
one's
there.
tough.
Mm-mm-mm. Damn, Joseph, you just saw that?
Mine
See,
is
Raekwon and
Wu.
Ghost. Yeah, definitely,
Mm.
definitely. 2A in LA said Method Man and Ghost.
See, that's what I said.
Urban, what up, young lady?
Joe Vice said ODB. He had a good part. Like his whole character in this is amazing.
Well, that's played
Meth and Ghostface.
that's
That's
played by
right,
his son.
Gina. Oh, ODB.
The actor ODB's actor, the actor is his son. Yeah.
No wonder it's like so real.
It's like watching history. Yeah, yeah. That's how it is with ODB on this series, and that's how it is with Ice Cube and Ice Cube's son when he played in the NWA story. That was definitely convincing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But like I said, his whole character and how he helps with like building the group and stuff is it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Kaba, what up? What up?
Hey, Kaba.
Howard J, what's popping? What's popping? Somebody else who riding? What's popping? Sliding in here.
Urban, how are you, Urban?
Biggs, guns don't argue. What it is, what it is. I saw a good question. Red Man, I think it said Red is not Wu-Tang. Nah, Red is Hit Squad. Hit Squad is EPMD era, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, ODB pulled up to the damn what do you call that? What, welfare building or whatever in the limo. That was it. That was it for ODB after that. Yeah, he was.
No, he did another one after that with Mariah Carey.
What do you mean? Another song?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he was active until his passing, but yeah, he was definitely a entertaining staple. I remember one of my favorite ODB verses. It was Big Daddy Kane, ODB, Jay-Z, early Jay-Z, and Shaheed Rugged Child.
I don't think I heard it. If I did, I don't know the name.
And Scoop and Scrap Lover. If y'all know who Scoop and Scrap Lover is, do me a favor. Put a me in the comments if you know who Scoop and Scrap Lover is.
We already, how long we been on here? Oh, it's only 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like hey, Rodney Brady.
Rodney Brady probably is going to be able to answer that.
He said that was a dope song.
Yeah, there you go, Zach. Scoop and Scrap Lover. Rodney Brady, yes. Big Daddy Kane dances. Joe Vi, you right. And me and my brother swore we was Scoop and Scrap. We swore. we swore we was them. Yeah, Show Improve was that song. It wasn't really a big hit, but that was Jay-Z's fast rap days. If anybody's ever listened to him, how Jazzo used to rap, Jay-Z used to rap like that too. Yeah. Maybe, real deal. Maybe, just maybe. Hey, pardon if the dogs are, if you can hear them. I don't know if you guys can hear them in the back. They're excited tonight.
So very excited.
They've been doing a lot of time outside. It's been really nice. So we've been taking them outside, and they're like urging to get back outside and go nuts. But either way. But we had a good weekend.
I overworked myself this weekend. I'm gonna admit I overworked myself.
She need a backiotomy.
My arm hurts. Like
she was trying to sleep. Oh my God.
It's been horrible.
All night. She want to sleep on it, sleep off of it.
but it's like my arm, and then it goes like towards my back and like my chest area here.
Mm-hmm. And one dreadlock is hurting.
Shut up.
One dreadlock is hurting. But yeah, yo, we burnt a lot of wood. This was I don't want to say a survival weekend, but we spent the entire weekend in the backyard.
It was a garden weekend. Say that.
We,
it was not a survival weekend. It was a garden weekend.
Yeah.
We cut down more trees.
A couple more, but we generally cut up what we cut down already and burned it.
And burned it. Billy smoked out the whole neighborhood.
Yo. I know my neighbors hate me. I know they hate me because I wasn't giving a fuck. And we supposed to get a permit because we're inside city limits. So she kept saying, like, we need to take the smoke out of the fire. Man, these people burn fires and I got to deal with it. So they're going to deal with me today. They're going to deal with it.
We planted some seeds. Oh, Urban and Gina, I planted my fruit trees.
Yeah,
because Billy kept harassing me about it. So I actually was able to plant the 2 fruit trees. And yeah, we're gonna be doing this, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And we're expecting some tangerine to come in this year because we got some it's not flowering, but we're guessing it's gonna be flowering because it's looking better than last year.
So. Way better than last year.
Yep. But that's her. That's her.
I'm just saying we're doing yard work. I'm preparing everybody.
Yeah.
Start planting start trying to figure out how you gonna, clean up the yard.
The snow gotta melt first, baby.
I'm just saying, I'm just trying to get them motivated. It's coming soon.
Javons, what up?
Yeah, it's coming soon. I'm hoping for y'all.
But yeah, it was a smooth weekend. It was cool.
It was. We went to that little event in town. So you guys know we only have 1 traffic light. So in our whole downtown is 2 blocks. So they had a Black History Month parade that lasted a whole 2 seconds.
That parade was good. That parade was dope. It was probably...
It's better. It's better than it has been.
It's like 30 minutes, but we caught the end of it.
It was not nobody's 30 minutes. Look, we don't even have 30 people in this damn town.
I don't know why. But the food truck, yeah, we ended up, we didn't go to the food truck because the line was too long and Erica couldn't figure out what she wanted to do with her life. So I got like mom and pop. Well, forget it. She decides to go to the ritzy ass mom and pop. I don't know what you got, a rib on a sandwich or something like that.
It was supposed to be a rib sandwich, guys.
They put ribs
on a slice of bread. Left the bones in it. It was horrible. It wasn't even, there was no like sauce on it. It was horrible, but whatever. We went, there was a fruit stand, so I supported that as well.
Yep. And then we supported the banana pudding stand. Woo! And it was stuff that it was like Chinese food.
Yeah.
It was, when you take the cap off, it's like a spoonful or 2 on the cap and shit.
Your mouth is jewelry.
It was good. It was good. Murrah, what up?
We blurry.
See, because we're probably on the wrong internet. You didn't pop into the other one? Oh no. All right, we're gonna try to skip. Y'all stay here. We're gonna try to skip over to the other internet.
You're hitting the wrong button.
I'm hitting the right button. Stop it.
No, you was hitting the wrong.
Here we go. There we go. It should be better. Kava, let me know if it's looking better. Please do. As long as y'all can hear us. As long as you can hear me. Her, us, we.
Them.
They.
Can y'all see us or hear us? No.
He lying. Getting better. Oh man. So I'm gonna drop. Yeah, all right, good. I'm gonna drop the link, man. We're gonna get into the topic and This is one of those. This is one of those community topics. Itchy and scratchy. Yeah. This is one of those community topics, and I really want to get the insight of a lot of people about what we're talking about today. And it's the reality is America becoming or trying to ease its way into a gun-free country. Um, are those rights that far questionable or that far shakeable? And we're seeing a whole lot of different laws changing in places that we would not, everybody's like, nah, it's not going to happen here. But I'm seeing some weird shit to where the laws got really passable or great for some areas, constitutional carry and all that, etc., and really bottomed out or tanked for a lot of other places, like what recently happened in Michigan and Illinois. Illinois, I know, is on a bit of a pause. The ban with the braces and all that. So it's all funky and it's weird and it's confusing. I don't know if it's some kind of weird ass ploy or something to set off our attention and shit, but it's confusing as all hell. Real deal. I feel, listen, I'm gonna give that sanitizer and that bucket a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like they're always there. He or she, whoever it is always there with us, enjoying the live and shit. So I'm gonna give it a name. I don't know. Yeah, I think of a name. Okay, take all the attention yourself.
Now he messed up his internet.
I was about to say that. I said somebody come on here so save us because our internet fucked up, but your internet be worse.
Well, I'm at work, so it's much better.
Good deal. How you feel, bro?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good, you guys?
Not too shabby. Same old, same old.
It was 50 degrees here, man.
Yeah.
People walking around with shorts on, 2 tops, the whole 9 yards.
Man, I tell you, me and Alex was out on a bike ride earlier with flip flops and t-shirts.
See, there you go. There you go, bragging about the weather.
No.
There you go.
You right.
Same here in Indiana.
It's nice out today.
Yeah. But, here in Indiana, man, when it hits 40, we're in shorts.
Yeah.
40 in Georgia, you guys are wearing flannels and snuggling and saying, I hope the storm passes soon.
Cursing.
Billy is.
Silverback, what up? What up? Yeah, I can't deal with cold. You got a hoodie on now. You was cold earlier.
Because my shirt is wet.
True.
That's the only reason why I got the hoodie on. I could have changed my shirt, but it's nighttime.
So lay it on me, real deal.
All right. Well, what I'm going to say is going to piss a lot of people off in the chat. Zach,
wait, let me get
Zach. Zach, don't you say that to me, Zach. No.
Let me get Zach.
So this is the way I look at it. And you can agree with me or you can disagree with me. If you agree with me, it's a sign that you're very highly intelligent. So but seriously. So I know we got a lot of new people that's joined the gun community and stuff. Once you become a gun owner, you become active in the fight for Second Amendment.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna use this as an example. Who you vote for matters, and it doesn't matter if they're a Democrat or Republican. You look at the people. You look at the people in Illinois. They're having a fit about what's going on, but they voted the people in that said they're going to take their gun rights from them, and then they're like, "What? You're taking our gun rights?" Well, the man told you he's going to take away your guns, and now you're shocked that he's doing it, and you voted for him. You can't vote for people that's are going to take your rights from you. Yeah. If you're in the 2A community and 2A is highly important to you, you can no longer vote straight to Republican or no longer vote straight Democrats because your parents did it and your grandparents did it and stuff. You got to vote for the people that's going to hold your values, and that's hard to find. Right. But if we start doing that, guess what? There's going to be more people that's going to be pro 2A than non 2A. because they see that there's a huge voting block in there. There's a lot of people that I don't like. I think as a human being, they're scumbags. But guess what? They say they're going to hold up my gun rights, so I vote for them because that benefits me.
Yeah. So
I don't have to like you to vote for you. I will vote for you if you tell me you hold my values. And I'm going to use this for example. I know there's some people in the chat their hair's going to catch on fire. Trump. Love him, hate him.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? When he was president, he put 3 Supreme Courts on the bench, and all 3 judges are highly constitutional, 2A friendly. And that's the only reasons why our gun laws are strong as they are today, is because Trump put those people on the Supreme Court. If Hillary was president or Joe Biden was president at the time, it'd have been a whole different outlook on the rulings that would have came down the chain. So
let me ask you this. Oftentimes, there's a lot of other topics, objectives that politicians do have. To you, during these vote times, is Second Amendment rights the forefront of what
Absolutely.
makes you,
I'm a one-issue voter.
Yeah.
If you tell me that you're going to protect my constitutional right to carry a gun, you have my vote, because I believe without 2A, we have none of them. Mm-hmm. So if my gun rights get stripped from me, everything else is going to fall.
True. So when you have certain things like abortion, certain things like education, health insurance, all those, top things on the list of I don't know, politicians, I don't know, face, what I'm saying, like what they run under or for. Regardless of all those, nothing else is as important to you than Second Amendment.
Second Amendment. Let's just say it like this, and I'm not going to get into the details if I'm pro or against or whatever. So say somebody's running for office, and I agree with them on abortions. I agree with them about taxes, health care. I agree about everything, and then they come out and say, "I don't believe you should have guns." I ain't voting for you. That's it. It's a dead stop. I'll vote for that person who says they want to make my gun rights more stronger, who I disagree with everything else.
Yeah, I hear that.
I don't care. I don't care if they're Republican, Democrat, Independent, or whatever. If they say they're going to uphold the Constitution with gun rights, they have my vote.
Mm-hmm. It's a hell of a catch-22 for a lot. I think back to the 6 years ago, where I could care less. When I didn't own a firearm, when I didn't understand what that freedom meant. And even in constitutional carry states, even in states where carrying is legal, I'm not sure that even some gun owners care less, as the wind blows, kind of a fuck it mentality, know. So I wonder, when you get those people, are they numbers? Are they easily swayed in those voting situations? That's what I'm thinking about, is a lot of people, even though they might own a firearm or they can own a firearm, it's not number one on their list. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that are going to be voting for anti-2A politicians that show up with, we're going to deal with education. Yeah. We're going to do with, women's rights or health benefits and all that.
Well, that would be me, because women's rights and education will come before.
It's higher on your list.
It's higher on my list, of course.
And that's great, and that's fine. But so, like, say, Erica, I'm just use your example. So you vote for somebody that says, I'm for pro women's health, and I'm pro this, and I'm pro that, I'm anti-gun. And you vote for him because these other things are more important to you.
Right.
That person becomes the governor of your state, and then he he or she decides to strip away your gun rights. Well, how can you complain about that when they told you they were going to do it and you voted for them?
Mm-hmm. Right. No, I agree with you. I can. Yeah. But
Corey, what up? Ghost, what up?
Yo, other things that I benefit from that I feel is more important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a weird 50-50 or catch 22. It truly is. It
Bill, truly we'll split the vote. We'll split the vote.
Yeah, okay? In this household?
Yeah, we'll split the vote in the household.
Shit, I don't know about that.
And I also look like some people also say, well, I'm going to vote for this person, and they can do that because I know it's going to lose in the courts. Well, you know, that you're taking a chance there because it all depends on the judge and who what's going on and what kind of case you got. It's like boxing or UFC fighting. They always say you never leave it in the hands of the judges because you may not like the results.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it, if the courts is the last life straw.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you vote the right people in to protect your rights, you won't have to worry about the courts.
So what Silverback, I'll put this up real quick, makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. And paying more taxes, no health care, low education doesn't matter as long as you have your gun rights, which is a tough reality. Sometimes that is the adverse side of that vote. And fuck, man. What I'm saying is, I thought recently what a world would be or what America would be if we didn't have firearms. Now we have places like England, London, amazing city, thriving city. They're not privy. They can't have firearms. You know, it just doesn't exist. Canada as a whole, no handguns at the moment, if I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. But apparently, Canada, you are not allowed to own a handgun.
Yeah, it's getting worse and worse there.
It's getting worse and worse, which is a hell of a reality because Canada, again, a thriving place, kind of resembles America in a sense, big cities, a lot of open prairie and stuff like that. But what the fuck is stopping that shit from fully engulfing America?
Guns. Look at French. This was way before the whole COVID panic stuff. And in France, they had a terrorist attack one time, and then they also had a flu that broke out. And they told everybody, they did martial law and told everybody to stay in their homes. And if they came out of their homes, they would get arrested. And they had the military and their version of the police and their version of whatever going down streets. And if anybody was outside the home, they were arresting them and putting them in jail. And what could they do? They had no guns. They had no nothing. So, I mean, you're a victim to whatever your government decides what's good for you is what they decide is good for you. And you don't have a choice in the matter. You know, you have no way to say, no, that's not good for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if anybody says, well, that'll never happen, well, look at history.
History is fucking really wavy right now. That shit is so wavy.
History always repeats itself. And so if a society is unarmed, they are easy to control, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sorry to tell you, man is one of the most corrupt things that ever was put on this planet. Man craves power. Government craves power. It could start out to be in the best intention, you know what I'm saying? But power corrupts.
Yeah. You know, I think about often is the argument that certain politicians are against Second Amendment rights, but they not for a second would go to a restaurant or an event without an armored guard, without Secret Service of some sort.
Oh, I was going to say that. Okay. Yeah.
And you really have to, you got to question those people deeply. You know what I'm saying? Because not for a second would they think that firearms are not only to protect, but to aggress. And the aggress part is the only part that they see. they see that if somebody that is not familiar with them or to them has a firearm, they are immediately a threat. You know what I'm saying? And that's the narrative that they push. Can't nobody be out here enjoying the sport of it, protecting their home. It's always a criminal matter, criminal act.
Well, exactly. And they're also telling you a couple of things. For one thing, they're telling you that their life is way more important than you are, that they're higher up on the food chain, and they're much smarter, and they know what's better for you. So therefore, they deserve protection, but you don't, and you deserve their protection. So whatever protection you think they'll provide it to you, but their life is higher on the food chain because they're from a certain class of people and they're way more intelligent, and you're just a common person. And
there's what's that show you like, sweetie? With the ladies, Handmaids.
The Handmaid's Tale.
There's a lot of shows. There's a lot of movies that kind of portray what I guess the possibilities of the road that we're headed down. And I know it's just entertainment,
but it feels
truth in entertainment.
There's a lot of truth in entertainment, and I think that's a place that a lot of people, they don't sit back and say, maybe they're trying to say something. Maybe it's just a great fucking writer that has great ass ideas, or maybe it's an insider that's leaking what the fuck is really going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the world.
It was like that other show, the Olivia Pope.
I know what you're saying.
Goodness.
I don't know the movie though. I mean the show.
I forgot the name of the show.
And to get back to the other question, so you're saying gun rights are more important than high taxes and all this. Everything takes time, and so if we vote 2A friendly politicians in, eventually they realize this is not even an issue anymore. I have to be pro 2A, so let me go after these other. Let me start going after high taxes. Let me start going after education, because the 2A thing is not even on the table anymore.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you could live with? How can I say this, to defend yourself if firearms were deemed illegal?
My crossbow. I would invest in crossbows.
Would you?
If they took away the firearms, of course you can do anything to make weapons and stuff, but guns is the great equalizer. You could be a 90-pound man or woman, and if a 300-pound man's coming to rape you, you pull out a gun. Guess what? You just got the advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that if they took away the guns and you're a 90-pound pound woman and a 300-pound guy comes after you, you could pull out a knife or a pitchfork or something or a baseball bat. It's not the same as pulling out a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
So let me lean into this sensitive topic. Super sensitive. First of all, if anybody's been following the pistol brace ban still, and kind of watching it move, is anybody in the chat filled out paperwork to SBR their brace? Put a me if put a me in the chat if you can, if anybody's done that. And I want to talk to kind of get an understanding on the goods and the bads and how people feel about what that what that's going to become, because for every bad there's a good. There's a lot of no's and not a no.
Yep.
Parents Eye, what's going on? Big says hell nah. Rodney, what band? Hell nah, Jason. It's all good. Tropic Kings, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? Yep. Somebody else I missed in here. What up? What up? Sophia B. What up, girl? So
I'll come out of the closet. I did an SBR.
You sure you want to come out of the closet?
Yeah, I'll come out of the closet. Here I am.
Yeah. So I didn't mean to bring you out like that, but I mean, if you're all right to talk about it, that's just fine.
I'll talk about it. There ain't nothing I don't do unless I give a great ponder and great thought about. And there ain't nothing I don't do on this planet that I'm ashamed of. If I am ashamed of it, I shouldn't be doing it.
True that. So, all right, let me give this a little underlie the conversation that I had recently about it. There's a lot. In part, I don't want to offend nobody. I really don't want to offend nobody, but it's just an understanding that I'm trying to get.
Damn.
That's all. No, sit here, babe.
I was gonna give me some juice.
Don't leave there. That's when the magic
can't even
happens.
go get my juice now.
So, there's a lot of people against doing this free tax stamp, right? A lot of people against doing a free tax stamp for these braces. I can remember just months ago, we're having a tax stamp was a hell of a flex. It was a hell of a show of I don't know, coolness or show of financial stability, whatever it was. Tax stamps,
cool.
Yeah. Having a tax stamp was cooler than having a gun.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Exactly. You may own a gun.
Okay.
You may own a gun, but I own guns with stamps.
So
I'm saying that.
It's something that I was like, oh shit, maybe I'm missing something or losing out on something. But when I come to realize that a lot of the same conversations are very negative toward what's going on now with this brace, I feel that a lot of people who were excited to have tax stamps and comply generally. Why the fuck should you have to pay money to make your gun quieter? I don't know. But comply to that, a lot of people are like, why the fuck would you, roll with this shit? It's another compliance, but a lot of people were already complying a lot. A lot of people get hooked on the tax stamps and have 6 or 7, either SBRs or silencers or whatever the fuck they use it for. And it's a hard place. Like, bro, like, which way is it? Is it cool or is it not cool? That's why I'm happy that you were here to freely talk about it. And I give you a hard time about it, but I'm not against what you did because, like, I know you're a smart person. You think things out, weigh things out. You hate the government, so it's not like you're like, oh yeah, everybody should do it. Nah, you thought it out for yourself. So I should have named this something different. This live.
Change the name.
Real Deal's tax stamp. So either way, I wonder if there's going to be a lot of people, if this thing goes all the way through and doesn't stop in court, like everybody hopes and prays, if you're going to be ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be like, oh, fuck. Now I either got to get rid of the gun, destroy the gun, or pay whatever, $200 for the SBR.
Yes, STD. I've seen that.
So
a gun sanctuary? What do you mean sanctuary? Like they have to send all the guns from America to Georgia?
It's like Georgia. It's like New York and stuff, right? They want, like, with the immigrants, right? It's a sanctuary city. They won't allow the immigrations to come in to get the people out, or the police won't help them, right? If they arrest somebody, they won't call the government and say, hey, we got somebody here that's illegal.
Right.
But can I give you my thoughts and some of the reasons why I went for it? All right.
Yeah.
And there's people in the chat. Some will agree with me, and some will not agree with me, and I'm cool with which way you go. So, first of all, there's tons and tons of bad information out there on YouTube from these 2A channels that all they do is give us 2A news, right? If you like freedom, hit the like button. you stand up for freedom, hit the like button. These guys are paid. These guys are, and women are shields for GOA and all these other companies. They're doing it not out of the goodness of their heart, but because it's a living, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody deserves to make a living.
Mm-hmm.
So they're biased on what they're saying. And if they put out false information and get you to start panicking and stuff, guess what? You're going to click on their videos every day. You're going to listen to what they say, and their numbers go up and up and up, and they get money from their people giving them money. They get money from YouTube and stuff. So, you know, they have a reason why they're doing what they're doing.
That's right. Hey, Ms. V, Cherokee, all right.
Not all because they love the 2A and they're looking out for your best interests. So there's that. So let's talk about the pistol braces. So the short barrel rifle, the NFA, took place in 1934. It went through Congress. It went through the Senate, and then the president signed it to become law. So it went through all the proper channels for it. Do I agree with it? Absolutely no. Do I think it's asinine and stupid? Yes. Did it stop any crime or help crime? Absolutely not. And we have so much data on that from 1934 today.
Yeah.
To prove that. So from 1934 to the early 2000s, you couldn't put nothing on a pistol. There was no such thing as a pistol brace.
Yeah.
People had an AR pistol, used to put paracord around it, foam, put a tennis ball at the end of it, or, you know, people would get cane tips and put on that, and they would use that, and they would do their own little thing, right? And then one day, a company came out with a pistol brace, and it was this piece of rubber like this big.
Yep.
That flapped over and went around your wrist, not all the way up to your arm, but went around your wrist, right? And they made two versions, one for the AR, one for the AK. And then they got approval from the ATF. ATF said you could do it. And everybody in the gun community said, yay! Because why? Because it was better than nothing. So and then over time, they developed into what they are today. I mean, they move up and down. You could shoulder them. They're almost like let's be honest now. They're like a stock, but they're a pistol brace.
Yeah.
And that was our loophole, and we were more than happy to use that loophole. So we had 10 years with pistol braces, and we all said it's better than nothing. Instead of, we all kicked back and bought these stupid plastic things that cost over $100. Instead of rolling up our sleeves and voting the right people in to get the law turned so we could own SBRs without tax stamps and everything else. We settled on the pistol brace. Now ATF decided that the pistol had become too much like stocks, and therefore we can't have them anymore.
Yeah.
So they took them away, and now we're all upset. We're all pissed off. Well, we should be pissed off that we were all lazy and didn't take care of the problem when we had the chance.
Yeah.
In those 10 years.
So now, when you look back at when that started, when that first tax stamp began, do you know what that was? Do you know what, like, the first stamp approval to add to a gun was? Was it
more likely
was it
machine gun? It was a machine gun. Because in 1934, you could walk into a hardware store, say, give me a pound of nails, and I'll take that Tommy gun, and I'll take that machine gun, and I'll take that one, and you can get them right off the shelves. You didn't have to do a background check. You didn't have to do nothing. Yeah. And then they passed all these laws because the gangs and the mafia were killing too many people. And so they decided if they got rid of machine guns and short barrel rifles and everything else, they almost got rid of handguns. But at the last minute, they took that out. But that almost became illegal to own too, was handguns.
Yeah. And so you see how close America is becoming Canada? Yeah. Jumps that fucking easy.
1934. It's like, and then they took it out. And then, like I said, it passed the House, it passed the Senate, then the president signed it. So it all became law. They went through the proper channels. We need to go through the proper channels and get it overturned. But that's going to take time, effort, and pain and suffering.
Yeah.
but we settled on these pistol braces because it was better than nothing.
Yeah.
It was our loophole, and I'm all for a loophole. I'm all about pushing the line and pushing that line and pushing that line. And a lot of times you keep pushing it, and you gain ground, but sometimes that line pushes back and you lose ground.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not always a one-way street.
Yeah.
But so like you were saying, the SBRs. So I have an AK pistol, right? I don't want it without a pistol brace. I don't want it without a stock. I just don't want it. The whole reason why I bought it before all this craziness happened, I thought about a few times getting a tax stamp for it. But I was like, screw that. I ain't paying $200.
Yeah.
But now it's free. And I'm not worried about, the ATF isn't coming and knocking down my door. I mean,
hey, you got to pardon this. Pardon me for saying this.
Yeah.
I feel like you want them to knock on your door. Like you personally, I feel like you want them to be like, "Come on, motherfuckers!
Come on! I got Killer Pig.
Tank, get him!
Tank's ready, man. He has a little headband he puts on. He got his own little gun. He's ready for action." But so when I went through the process of doing it, I went to my buddy is an ATF. He owns his own gun store, and so he helped me go through the process.
Yeah.
And as we went through the process, he was saying the ATF has made it much easier, the process. They changed steps. You know how you have to take a picture of the pistol brace. And by doing this, you were committing a felony and giving the ATF. They don't even ask for a picture of your pistol brace. Only thing they asked for was a picture of me, pictures of the markings on the gun, not the whole gun, just the markings on the gun. I had to tell them what kind of gun it was. And I had to give them fingerprints. Well, the fingerprints kind of weirded me out at first, but then it dawned on me, when I got my license to carry, I had to give fingerprints. They have my fingerprints. Mm-hmm. There isn't no information about me that's not in the system somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And do people think I'm a sellout? They could.
Well, that's the thing. That's the comparison I'm trying to make. Like, what make it any different than somebody who just, got a suppressor going?
Exactly. You went and got a $200 tax stamp. What's the difference? Because remember, people used to get tax stamps and brag about it. Oh, I got a tax stamp. I got a can. I paid $200 for a tax stamp. Ooh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the same thing. I'm getting it free. I ain't worried about the ATF coming knocking down my door and all that stuff. That's all YouTube hyping up their channel and getting you to click on their videos. Mm-hmm. And if this was a brand new program, I would probably have been a whole lot more paranoid about it.
Yeah.
But this has been since 1934. And since 1934 to present date, nobody has ever been arrested, charged against the NFA.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
So, all right. You see the statement that Jovi made, right? They removed the requirement for a photo of the firearm. They've been so up and down with what the fuck they're trying to, the rules apply type shit. That's what makes me kind of leery about it. They've been so like, oh yeah, you got to do this or send in this number or whatever. I don't know what the fuck, is the real word. I feel like it's a damn college kid running this shit.
Well, I think before it happens, they streamlined it, and then you start listening to all these YouTube people before the process even came out, and they're telling you all this false information to get everybody worked up, to get everybody paranoid, to get everybody to donate money to GOA, to donate money to this gun group and stuff. It was a big fundraiser. Let's be honest. It was YouTubers gave out false information because it was a big fundraiser for like GOA and all these other groups. Is that a bad thing? I'm not going to say if that's good or bad. That's up for you guys to decide. But let's say what it is. GOA isn't a perfect angel saint. They're like the NRA when it comes to getting people to donate money.
Yeah, they got an agenda.
They have an agenda. They have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
But like I said, I went to my gun guy because I wanted to make sure I did it right. I didn't want to not do it correctly. And he said that they streamlined it. They made the process a lot more easier. Like I said, they didn't ask for a picture of the gun. They didn't ask for a picture of the pistol brace on the gun. They just wanted pictures of the markings, like the serial number, who imported it, what kind of gun it was. We had to do the measurement on what the length of the whole gun was with the stock on it and the whole stuff. Just like, remember in the beginning when they were saying you were going to have to, not the ATF, but YouTubers, that if you SBR, it's going to be SBR with a pistol brace. Like it was going to be a new category.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So my gun is SBR. Same. It doesn't matter if I have a stock on it or if I have a pistol brace on it.
Yeah.
It's SBR, period.
And it's SBR from the time that you file.
From the day I filed. So the day I filed, that's why I've done videos where I have my stride bug. I have a strap on it, no pistol brace. I have my AK. It has a stock on it, brace. Mm-hmm. I didn't take it off because it's legal to have it on there. I don't have to take it off because the day I filed, it's legal. And then I'm just waiting for my stamp to come in. And if you can pass a background check to buy a gun, or you can pass your background check to get a license to carry, you're going to pass your background check to get an SBR.
So I'm going to ask a very difficult but basic ass question.
Sure.
Is it illegal to own the firearm with the brace on it without a tax stamp, or is it illegal to use it improperly? So I say that because I've heard through the grapevine that you can still use a brace if you use it properly as a brace. Is that's gone?
That's gone. It's illegal to have a pistol brace on any pistol, period. Mm-hmm. From when that ruling, as soon as they wrote it in the registry, from that day, from whenever it loses in the courts, or if they win the courts, that's a whole different other conversation. Right now, it's illegal to have a pistol brace on anything. So even if it's in your safe in your house right now, technically it's illegal to have that pistol brace on that firearm.
So, being that there's a possibility it loses in court, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you possibly had got approved SBR that firearm. Now you're stuck under the delegation or the ruling of an SBR. Am I right?
Yeah, once it's an SBR, it's always an SBR.
So, like, you have to follow the state lines, ask for permission to, go to like Illinois and shit like that or whatever.
Yeah. So I did some looking into that. It's people make it sound a lot worse than what it is. So my AK is an SBR. I'm coming. So in the meetup is in Georgia, right? Mm-hmm. I say, hey, I want to take this gun to Georgia. I get permission to do that. I have from the day I get permission to take that gun to Georgia, it's good for a year until that following year, until it hits that date again.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm going to go to Georgia on the 16th and the 17th. I'll be home Monday at 5:00 p.m. It's none of that. It's good for a year.
Mm-hmm. Skilly, what up, bro?
Do I think we should have to do SBRs? Hell no. I think as a American citizen, I was born a free man by God. I shouldn't have to get a tax stamp. But guess what? It's the law of the land. And it's not because they decided, okay, this is the way it is. They went through the proper channels and made it law. So let's go through the proper channels and let's return that law. Let's flip that law over. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my big gripes about the pistol braces is because it took us off track because we said this is better than nothing. Why should I fight when I have this piece of plastic and it does the same thing what I wanted to do?
Yeah. All right. So listen, here's a very deep. I know we went over this, but I'm gonna drop the link one more time and just see if I can get anybody that might have a straight answer, possibly outside of what I already heard or know. MCKs, Mike Maroney's, or micro conversion kits, whatever you want to call it. If anybody is familiar with how that's dealt with on this SBR topic, when
Same
you
thing.
No, it's a little different. I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I know the answer, and then if somebody else could jump in and tell me I'm right or I'm full of it, that'd be awesome. So if you have your MCR, right? That the unit you have takes different firearms.
Yeah.
Right. So under what the ATF said now, so I'm just going to say, so it fits what your Taurus, right? What Taurus is? Whatever. Your GC3 fits in it, right? So you have to take that GC3 and you have to SBR that handgun and make it a short barrel rifle, which I think is stupid.
Dumbass shit.
So once you have that SBR, it doesn't matter what firearm you put into it, as long as you have one of the handguns SBR, it's perfectly legal. Just like an AR pistol.
How do you SBR a pistol?
Just like an AR pistol, like you SBR an AR, like a USBR an AR pistol, right? You can take the top off in a 5.56, and you can put a 300 blackout in it, and it's still an SBR. It's still under that tax stamp.
So now, when we SBR a Glock 19, we SBR that has to stay in that micron. It cannot be taken apart, disconnected, ran as a single handgun at all. That is going to be a SBR forever.
The handgun's an SBR. It doesn't have to stay. It doesn't have to stay in the MCK. The MCK is nothing other than a piece of plastic.
A brace is nothing other than a piece of plastic. But the fucking world is burning around this.
It's crazy, and that's really crazy when you get into those MCKs and stuff.
Yeah, that's. Does
anybody else know the answer? I mean, am I correct on this? This is what my studies have shown me. But
yeah,
I'm not an expert at nothing.
Me neither. You can keep the rates on until you turn no stamp 2. I don't know.
What?
But what if it becomes they overrule it and now you want to turn it back into a
yeah.
Well, you can't at that point. You're screwed.
An SBR is an SBR, but you put a stock on it. Why would you want to put a brace back on it?
I don't want to put a stock on a pig.
No, then that's your choice. But everybody's so confident that this is going to lose in court, and I personally say is based on what are you so confident about?
Well, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm confident.
Not you, Skilly. I'm just talking about people in general. By YouTubers getting paid by GOA saying it's going to get overturned. Give us money. Now, the pistol braces have been on these things for 10 years, right? And they say, well, the Supreme Court ruled that it's a common use tool. Well, guess what? From 1934 to early 2000, it was common not to have that on there. So if you go by the history of it, we have more history of you couldn't have a pistol brace than when you could have a pistol brace. But I'm not a lawyer, even though I do play one on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm not confident that's going to lose in the court. I'm not so confident this is protected under the Constitution. Because let's remember that they made this law through the proper channels. It wasn't like one day somebody woke up and said, this is going to become law. And they made a law. It went through Congress, the Senate, and the president signed it into law in 1934.
You guys see that statement that CDL made, right?
That's correct. Some states do not accept an SBR. Absolutely.
How does that come into play?
And guess what? You need to vote people in your state that can overturn that. That's where voting comes in. There's some states that you can't get abortion in. There's some states you can't get abortion in. Guess what? If you want to be able to get abortion in the state you live in, then you better vote the right people into office. If you want an SBR in that state, you better vote the right people into office.
That's true too.
We can't. I'm gonna say this in generally. I'm not saying this to anybody, one person. We can't sit back and whine about stuff they're taking away from us if we're not willing to put in the hard work and the legwork and vote the right people that we see fit in. to overturn these things. We're at the end of the day, we're a country of laws. We're law, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason why we're all pissed off about this is because we're all law-abiding citizens. If we were criminals, we wouldn't give a flying hoop because we're going to do what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. But we're all law-abiding citizens, and we want to stay law-abiding citizens, and that's why we're pissed off about it.
It's the fact that I spent money before.
So let's get the people in the office and let's change these laws so we don't have to worry about ATF taking away braces. Let's make pistol braces obsolete. Let's make it where we can have an SPR if we want. Why am I paying $150 for a piece of plastic to make some guy rich?
Mm-hmm. Hey, tap in. I be feeling like that too.
Because some states don't care, don't let you get an SPR. That's why a lot of people did pistol. It's like easy to transfer.
Hey, you gotta get active. That's a question.
You gotta get active.
How come Parasite puts up this photo of him back in college and shit?
I don't know.
What's up?
What's going on here, fella?
What's up, my friend?
So Parasite.
What say you?
Have you given thought to this SBR? Have you given thought to the option of doing it?
Everything. What's happening, everybody? Y'all good?
Yeah, everything cool. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm all right. I'm listening to y'all, man. Blood pressure probably went up. I don't know if I took my pill or not today. Hey, one thing I'm gonna definitely have to piggyback off of what Real Deal said concerning voting is we've got to start. We got to educate one another and everybody around us, and what we've got to do is start campaigning against political inequality. We don't have the representation that we freaking supposed to have from these cotton pickers. They up there making all this money hand over fist, and then they're raiding our rights. So what we need to call it is political inequality. These people are not equally representing we the people. They're up there doing all these other things, and they're a bunch of freaks. They're doing all this other stuff. They want to take away all this, and they don't want to, do what they're supposed to do. So what we got to do is find a way to hold them accountable. Mm-hmm. Criminals don't give a flip about the law. A criminal will go get a Draco and ride with that thing. Don't give a rip about it. And here we are, we're scrounging and paying, and some of us got, ample funds and stuff, but after a while, that stuff ends. But the criminal, he'll break in your house after you got through doing this, and you ain't got no way to defend him because you got all these different things going on. They done come and took your stuff. You done got red flagged or something else, and they over there got a house full of somebody's children and all that kind of mess. Trafficking humans and doing all kind of manner of evil, and yet the lawmakers are letting it go on because this is what they are for. Look at the way the laws are going. Mm-hmm. The things that they're passing. They'll stop. Somebody said they was writing a bill to try to stop a pregnant woman from crossing the state lines because she might go over here and get an abortion. So here's a stupidity that we've all allowed to go on for too long. So we want to protect. Okay, my fellow Americans, I'm here to protect you. So in order for you to keep from getting killed by a drunk driver, I'm going to ban you from driving your $40, $50, $70, $80,000 car down the road because the drunk driver is going to kill you, and I'm going to protect you. So there, I've fixed everything. You are now safe. And you sitting there with a $100,000 car, can't go nowhere, but the drunk getting this car every day, don't even have no driver license, drive the road, folks, and they won't do a blessed thing about it. But then we turn around and re-elect these crazy cotton pickers. We need to hold them accountable. Go to these city hall meetings, and when they start talking, ask them, where do you stand on these issues? Mm-hmm. And as soon as they stand wrong, you got to have you about 20 people to support. To stand up and say, turn your back to them. Just stand up and turn your back. Don't make no noise because they'll throw you out and you get a police record. But you got to have a civilized protest. They call it civil disorder. But you got to do it in a special way. You can't get arrested.
No.
You got to be smart. Use the same tactics that others use, but then you refine those tactics because every law is made to suppress somebody. And all it does is grabs your money. It's a money grab, and it suppresses you and suppresses your rights. But then what's your option? Become a criminal? You ain't got that problem. They get up every day, they smoke dope, they gonna rob, rape, and run and just run up down the road, drive fast. They don't care. When they get arrested, what? They bind right back out, or either they go sit in for 35, 40 days. The jail is overcrowded. They get their ass straight back out. We need to put a stop to it by voting for the people that support our demands, our needs. They work for us. We are not their little puppets.
Yeah,
they're our puppets. We need to start firing these crazy politicians and hire somebody that stands for something. You got people up there. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get off the political stance. My soapbox will be put back away in a minute. But that woman that's done up there that represents the White House supposed to answer the press secretary. She ain't never answered a question. I can't stand that. That lady she need a talking to. She stand up there, she talk about all the stuff I don't care nothing about what's in your bed. But you need to do something about what's going on in the world. Deal with the law. Deal with the real facts and the citizens. She stood up there and she said one of the most idiotic things. I can't remember what she said, but they were talking about, the balloons didn't have aliens in them. Man, really? Give me a break. They paid her for that just so the other people can stand up there and look less stupid. So that's the end of. We need to get these folks out of here. I don't care what party it is. We may have to form another party. Maybe somebody from the working class. But we definitely need to start showing up at every town hall, in every city, every hamlet, every village, and let the people know. If you are not working for us, we're gonna vote against you. If you gerrymander the districts and do this again, we'll move where we got to, and we'll get somebody to vote against you. But see, when they touch certain issues, they don't realize they lose constituents because it's guns on every side. When they start talking about the big A word, then that comes into another category. They say, this is certain people. It doesn't matter whether you're conservative, whether you're liberal, Democrat, Republican. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And we need to get back to that. I don't care what they put on the bathroom. I went in a restaurant today and they said, whatever, just wash your hands when you come out. We need to tell them, whatever you think what you want to think, but just represent us, or you will lose your dadgum job. Get in the employment line somewhere. That's the way they'll do us.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's interesting that some people's right is some people's wrong. And that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. There's people who truly believe that we are extremists, or we are completely out of sorts because we want to uphold certain rights. And the Second Amendment is one of the, most at the top. There's people who completely believe we are off our rocker.
And they never stop fighting. They keep chugging and chugging and chugging, trying to change the law, and they're doing it.
Yeah, they are.
And what do? We get a pistol brace and we say, it's better than nothing. I'm happy with this.
Why do you need all them guns? They say, why do you need them guns? Why do you need this? Why do you want that? Well, why your son smoking crack? Why your daughter doing this and that? Okay, let's get it right. You ain't handling that problem. And then we got to address the issues of poverty when we want to talk about crime in this area, crime in that area. You got people that talked about, this place, call them S-hole countries and talk about all that. Well, it's all going to the S-hole because jobs are going the way of the dodo. They're moving everything every which way. We'll have a trade war against China. Well, everything's made in China. Where you going to get the GoPros from? Every darn thing. We don't even have Zenith television no more. I mean, we used to have down south. Curtis Mathis was the front with the TV. Quality goes in before the name goes on. That was Zenith. But anyway, costs a little more, darn well worth it. You don't have too many American companies doing anything. We need to make that American production. But what it is, they don't want to pay. Everybody want to do the same thing that slavery did. Labor for free.
For free, yeah.
Labor for free. They want you to work for free. And you go to these countries that we talking about, that's what they doing. That's the reason they can make this product. They can duplicate anything and put it out. And it look just like this and just as good. And it costs a little less. Because as soon as you go over there, my fly family say, I'm gonna make a such and such. I'm gonna make this gizmo to do this. As soon as they get through making yours, another crew come in there at midnight and they're gonna make the same thing and call it something else. And that's your competition. And because in that country they own the patent.
So earlier, who asked, when do we say F the law? I believe that was his question.
Yeah. At what point do you say fuck it?
Well, this is my view only. You say F the law when you've done everything you could to change it, and it becomes, So how should I say this? So when do you say F the law? You say F the law when you've done everything else that you could to change it, and it doesn't get changed, and it infringes on your rights and your way of living. Picking up a firearm and start shooting people is the last resort. So, I mean, that's basically what the question is when do you say F the law? Well, you can say
I don't think anybody's supposed to get shot during F the law, but
yeah.
I'm saying
So you can say F the law now and go to gun range with your pistol brace. Are you willing to go do the jail time? I mean, that's up to you. Everybody's F. When do we say F the law? Is
what? I think
you're the one that's willing to take the bullet and go spend the prison time, so the rest of us can make headway.
I think F the law would have to be something in unison.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has to be something in unison. It has to be something with a power, a movement, and so because those individual F the laws, the law is going to get. Yeah, and you be hoping that you're not one of the first because they'll make a mockery. They'll make a martyr of you. So that's so.
Yeah,
it's difficult, but I mean, there has been times where after law became a movement. You know what I'm saying, and it became a strong ordeal and a very visible ordeal. Zach, what up, babe?
What's Zach?
What's up, Zach?
So we have to figure out that we're kind of getting close to that after law point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much where I'm at with this pistol brace.
I know where my line is.
So.
If they ever said you got to come tune your guns, then that's not happening. That's my line.
That's after law.
That's not, you got to figure out where your line is. But, like you said, it has to, the Tea Party started with everybody pouring the tea, and then it was the shot that turned over the world. It united people.
Hold down.
I like my pistol brace
because he took away a pistol brace. I'm not willing to say, "Oh, it's time." I'm ready to say, "Let's see what we can do. Let's fight this."
Mm-hmm.
That's why lawsuits are going up like crazy. So.
Yep. I mean, like I said, because there's tons of lawsuits doesn't mean victory.
It doesn't. I agree with you. I agree with you. Work to do.
It could mean victory. It could mean victory, but it's no guaranteed victory.
Either we're gonna have to win in the courts, or you have to wait till 2024 when they flip everything, and then somebody somewhere is gonna introduce some legislation and they'll get it passed.
Yeah. That's gonna be a campaign slogan, trying to get braces back. That's gonna be fun.
Hey,
let's say we win the courts.
Mm-hmm.
We get our pistol braces.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you have that looming over our heads like we always had with pistol braces. So what, you think they're going to give up? They're not going to give up. They're not going to say, "Oh, you won, we'll give up." They're going to come at another angle. You're always going to have that doom and gloom over your head about the stupid pistol brace.
I mean, you're always going to have doom. You're always going to have doom and gloom over your head anyway when it comes
down.
Yeah.
To us, all this is normal. You do know that we're on the fringe. We're what's considered the fringe part of society, right? That's what we are considered. We were having a conversation about that today, about being gun guys. Like we're extreme gun people. We're not regular gun people. I mean,
No.
there's a difference when we view it. There's a whole group of people that we can go talk to who won't know what the hell we talking about. Brace. Somebody got braces on their legs. They don't know what the hell they talking about. What we talking about.
Yeah, regular gun people are watching fucking HBO right now.
Right, because we live in that world. It's part of what we do. We live it every day. We talk about it every day. We're always looking at something. But it's no different than a guy who's into cars or anything else.
Golfing.
So for us, right? So for us, it's all normal. But there's a group of people who are not like us, who is foreign to them, and then another group of people who think we're crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're part of the fringe of society. I mean, we're part of the group.
I think our goal should be is to get the right people in the office to overturn the NFA, and we no longer have to worry about pistol braces because nobody would want a pistol brace when you can have a stock.
Well, the stock is fine though, but and my thing is, if every state would accept an SBR, I would get an SBR. I'm not saying that I wouldn't.
That's the issue. Every state.
That's my choice. Is I don't want to do that because I want to take it to a place that don't accept them. Well, then if I get caught with it, I'm a felon. So when I did it, I didn't want to do that. That was my choice.
Exactly, Coy. We are our own niche group. That's right.
Yeah.
This seems so important to me. I mean, but I guarantee you, there's somebody who's like, I don't give a shit about that. I'm not gonna buy nothing. I'm not going to. And we are the minority. We are. We're not the majority. As much as we think we are, we're not. Those 300 million guns that are owned, most of them are owned by people like us. It ain't the regular average Joe citizens walking around on the street. I'm sitting in a room full of people tonight, probably 100 or more people in there. I know there was some other guns in there, but probably me and 10 other people.
So let me ask y'all this. If they said, I know our answers might be skewed or, we're in front of a lot of people, but if they said suppressors are now illegal.
Oh, but a lot of people going to be mad. How much money they spent on them?
Skilly, how would you feel, Skilly?
I would be, if it don't own any, I would be pissed. Just the amount of money people spend on.
Do you own any now?
No, I do not.
If suppressors are illegal, how would you feel?
Pissed.
All right.
Pissed.
Just say.
Because my brother, maybe Real Deal, or my brother Zach, or my brother Billy might have spent that type of money on one. And now it's illegal. That's bull. Don't sell them at all if you're gonna one day make them illegal. That's the way I feel. Don't sell them.
What would piss me off?
Okay, so let's say they make them illegal, but the grandfather them in. How you feel, Skilly?
Piss for the ones that's in the process of getting them. Does that make them grandfathered in, or they have to wait till they get there?
Well, what I'm trying to get at is a lot of people don't give a fuck.
I do. Because I got brothers and sisters in the game. They got it.
I dig it.
I do.
It. But a lot of people are like, and that's how a lot of people sit right now on this brace ban. They're like,
yeah.
I give a fuck because anytime a right is taken away, it's like, I like the fact that the Supreme Court leans right because they're conservative, because they're gonna. I'm hoping that they're gonna protect my gun rights. Mm-hmm. But see, I don't like the fact that they decided that they made abortion illegal. You know why? It has nothing to do with the fact of me agreeing with abortion. It has to do with the fact of them taking away somebody's right that they have, taking away somebody's autonomy to be able to make the decision that they want to make for themselves. That's what bothers me. That's what bothers me about the pistol brace. That's what bothers me about having to get a tax stand for your suppressors. All of that. It's because you've decided to take someone's freedom of choice and put a stipulation on it. That's why. It's because you're messing with the rights that I have. It's not necessarily the item. It's the right.
Yo, but here's the thing.
That's what bothers me about it.
Here's the toughest thing that we got to really, and this is going to sound fucked up, but when we gain a right, we take away somebody else's right, and that's just the bottom line.
You have to explain that to me, because the fact that a person, I'll go back to the abortion issue, and I'll use that because that's a big issue, and I'm not a woman, because you just told someone that you do not have autonomy anymore to do what you want to do with your body between you and that man, or you and your doctor, or whatever. You just told someone that you took that right away from them. When no, you shouldn't be able to tell me that. I don't care if it has to do with religious beliefs or nothing like that. I'm a free person who critically thinks and makes decisions on my own, and the government decides to step in when they want because they don't agree with it. Because it's a religious thing. It has nothing to do with anything else. That's what it is in this country.
I'm gonna play devil advocate here. So you said the government just said, well, the government just didn't say. It went through the Supreme Courts, and the Supreme Court overruled and said Roe v. Wade is no longer a law. So it went through the Supreme Court, and they kicked it down. They kicked it back down to the states. So each state has the right to choose abortions or not abortion, right? Because they were saying that abortion shouldn't be federal funded. So now it's back down to the states,
and they're not.
So okay, this ain't my soapbox. I don't care, but I'm just using an example. So they kicked it back down to the states. If you live in a state that abortions are illegal, then guess what? It's time to suit up, and you better start voting for the people that say women's health is a priority, and you should vote those people in office to overturn the law in that state.
I don't disagree with you, real deal. I think that there comes a certain point to where you can't legislate morality, so to speak. Something like that.
But you wasn't upset when the Supreme Court said it was illegal. It was legal to do it. You wasn't upset then.
I wasn't upset because the Supreme Court says I wasn't upset because that gives people the right to make a decision.
They still have the right to make a decision.
No, but it's different. You don't have, in certain cases you can't. If I live in a place where, let's say, I'm a person who I don't have any money and I get into a situation, whatever, it's perfectly preventable. Just don't be going around screwing. But I'm in a situation where it happened, and I just want to move that way. And I'm in a place where the state government said, no, I can't. You still have taken away my autonomy as a person to make that decision when I'm totally against it. I'm a live and let live type of guy. For me and my family, it's the wrong decision. But if you want to do it, it's not my business to tell you, what you can and can't do.
Exactly.
That's not my business. It's the same reason, like I got 100 guns, and it ain't nobody's fucking business to come tell me, you can't have that, or you can't have it. The fuck? So who am I to tell this person that they can't go do something with their own person? It's not their person, what they do with them. The principle is the same.
I'm with you, but I'm just saying. But originally you said the government says you can't do that. Well, it wasn't like one day the president said no longer abortions. It went through the proper channels.
It never should have ever had to go through.
It never should have been a proper channel when a woman could do what a woman wants to do.
It never should have had to go through anything.
That should have never went. We got way more problems than worry about a woman doing her body. We got way more problems in America than worry about what a woman's doing with her body.
Nobody's asking you, Grandma Merkel, to force you. So nobody's asking you to force you to pay for anything. Nobody's asking you to force you to pay for anything, because if you go do your due diligence, you'll understand that there's already laws against that anyway.
I'm not, like I said, this ain't my
story. Not you. I'm not telling you, real deal. I'm not telling you, real deal.
Billy, don't let him talk to me that way. I'm gonna report you. Don't let him talk to me that way.
We start talking about abortion.
I'm reading the comments.
Don't let him talk to me that way. Billy, get a hold of your channel. Billy, get a hold of your channel.
In America, for me to be a 2A advocate in terms of rights, that makes me a First Amendment advocate. That makes me a Fourth Amendment advocate.
Absolutely.
It makes anytime somebody's rights come along and the government decides that they want to stick their hands in it, and just especially for something that technically should be that person's decision.
I agree.
It causes a problem.
I agree. In my family, I wouldn't have it done. I think you want to do it, go for it. That's your choice.
What I was saying, generally is whenever somebody wins, somebody else loses, and that's just the bottom line. So if we get our rights, somebody else loses their right to something else. That whatever was the opposing force.
Who's losing, Billy? They're not losing. If you're trying to stop me from doing something because you don't want me to do it, and then you're not allowed to do it, how did they lose? They didn't lose their right. They just lost their fight to try to make me impose their will on me. So fuck them.
My argument is we shouldn't be pissed off about these pistol braces because they should never been a part of our lives. We should have been able to own SBRs, period. We're all upset because they took away our loophole. Let's F the loophole and let's go for the real kill. And
I want the NFA gone. I want to want
That's
to be able to walk into Walmart, go up on the wall, grab me a fully auto whatever, and pay for it and walk out the damn door. That's what I want to be able to do. I want the NFA gone.
That's right. Say it again, brother.
NFA gone.
Yo, we're having like a complete relapse of a couple weeks ago in the chat, and everybody telling me I'm gonna lose my channel.
I don't want your bad decisions to cost me more in taxes. How's it going to cost you more? It's not going to cost you. That's why those are the arguments. It's going to cost you more in taxes. It's not going to cost you anything.
Let's get off the birth or the abortion because that's
they're all. That's the thing. They're all interrelated. All of them have something to do with each other. They all have to do with you losing your rights.
Protecting your rights. Yeah,
I hear that.
You can't separate them. If you do, then you do a disservice to being a person in this country to have rights.
Along with the rights come real feelings. Along with these rights comes real feelings because there's a lot of rights that people fight for that I don't give a fuck about.
Right.
Me personally, there's a lot of rights where I'm like, that really don't affect me.
But you want to know something?
Yeah.
You want to know something? It doesn't affect you directly, but indirectly it does.
Yeah.
Indirectly, it does affect you. And because it doesn't affect you directly, doesn't mean you shouldn't care about it.
Look what y'all did. Ferris, I gotta come back.
Hang on.
He took his blood pressure medicine.
And once again, my stance is I'm not for that at all. I'm not for that.
And I morally choose not to do it. If you want to do it, that's your choice. I'm with you.
Same here, real deal. My morals will have me know it's not for me and mine. But if that's what you want to do, that's between you, whoever you serve. That's y'all. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't have any political stance on that. Parasite,
they pass these laws and they're all one-sided, just like everybody's basically saying in one way or another. For instance, the one subject that we were just talking about that I noticed you're trying to navigate away from, but they did not outlaw. Well, there's some laws in some places against pornography. Certain people can't have it, but then you got the other industries are going. They let that go. That's going.
Mm-hmm.
The filmmakers, Harvey Weinstein, all them guys. I didn't say that, but you turn around and there's this one thing, and it strikes at the core of everyone's belief, whether you're pro or con. But the thing is, the lawmakers don't seem to be caring enough about it to give it enough time to try to make the decision evenly. It's hard to make a decision evenly, just like you're raising kids. Sometimes you make a decision. Well, somebody's going to end up hurt. One of them's going to have their feelings hurt, basically this way or the other. But for the best thing that keeps everything going is what the diplomacy would be to keep everything going as best as possible. Mm-hmm. But to just strike this out and then just strike that out, that's kind of one-sided. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that bugs me is that they don't, like, for instance, they're passing laws. We back to the gun situation. You know, that thing in California. The dude was 80 years old running something that ain't nobody got that, but they call it an assault pistol. That thing was already outlawed. You know, and probably when it was a jam-o-matic because that's how they got on him because he quit. He had to get with it. He had to go to he couldn't even get it. Shoot, that's how they got on his little booty because he couldn't get the thing to work. My skinny cotton picker took him down. But he had an old antique something. That thing was from back in the 80s, man. Back when Miami Vice first came on, man. Ain't nobody running that's Scarface type stuff, man. Ain't nobody running that thing. But it's like he used that they coined new words to drum up the fear. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then all the sheeple get on the bandwagon. Yeah, we don't need it. Just like in Indiana. A couple of years ago, they passed the law called Right to Work. Mm-hmm. What it was a union busting type law. And yeah, okay, you got the right to work without all your benefits. You got the right to work for less. You got the right to work and not have. So everybody's saying, "Oh, give minimum wage to the McDonald's workers and stuff." But the people who are working these skilled jobs and putting their lives in danger, almost dying every day with thousands of pounds of steel dangling over their heads, and then you deregulate the EPA that says that that takes away the requirement for your air to be pure. I mean, everything else is killing us, but where's that? The laws are one side, and it only benefits the people, the capitalists, who are making us and making all the money and screwing us in the ground.
And that's why I would say the corporatists, not the capitalists. Because I'm a capitalist. I say it's the corporatists, not the capitalists.
But it's a vicious circle, because this is a circle. So as voters, we're so used to voting one party, whatever. And I harp on this a lot, but it's a lot. This is the way a lot of people vote. My dad voted Democrat. Mm-hmm. My grandparents voted Democrat. Mm-hmm. And my great-great-grandparents voted Democrat. So I'm voting Democrat. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this person stands for. I don't know what they want to do, but they have a D in front of their name, so I'm going to vote for them. Same people do with Republicans. I vote Republican because my dad voted Republican, because my mama voted Republican, and my grandparents, and so on and so on. I don't understand what this person stands for, but I'm just going to vote Republican and call it good. I voted. Mm-hmm. We're not getting involved. So why should the politicians care what we think if we're going to vote for them anyways?
Yeah.
If we don't care how they vote, because we're going to vote for them anyways, why should they give a flying hoot about us? Because they got our vote.
But that's the American people's fault, because you don't want to do the due diligence to find out who this person actually is.
That's right.
They don't want to do it. That's the American people's fault.
I vote Republican. I vote Democrats. I vote Independents. I vote,
I'm an independent. I vote for the guy whose policy I think is going to work for me. That's why.
Yeah, I don't vote straight party. I try to look up each candidate and find out what their voting record in the past was. If they're new, that's a different story. But yes, the straight party is out.
I'm going to use Michigan. I'm going to use Michigan as a state. And I'm not saying Skilly did this, but they just passed gun laws. And they want to pass a whole lot more gun laws in that state. They just voted as a tsunami of straight anti-gun Democrats in Michigan. Right? These people didn't get elected because all the non-2A gun people voted for them. Pro-2A people also voted for them because they didn't take the time to realize what they stood for, and they just hit Democrats because their grandfather voted Democrat and their parents voted. You know what I'm saying? We have to get out of that mindset.
And then too, what I don't want to do is, and what we shouldn't do, is we shouldn't diminish anybody's, I guess, their intelligence, because there are some people who don't just vote party line. They literally vote for that person because they like their policies. Now we do get a lot of that. We do get a lot of that. They just vote because my grandfather did and my parents did. But you get some people who sit and think about it, like, I don't think they should have no guns, so I'm gonna vote for this guy because he's gonna be against that. You get that. Yeah. Now, I think the majority of the people don't look into who they vote for. That's just my own opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people vote for that.
Somebody that says they want to take away your guns, and then they take away your guns. You can't complain about them taking away your guns if you voted for them.
I agree, but see, that's the thing. That's why I said we are a Fringe group. We don't vote for people, for the most part, who are going to take away our guns. It's the other people who don't give a damn about the guns that do.
Yeah,
right.
So, my argument is a lot of these people can't make it in office unless there's 2A people voting for them too.
Yeah, I mean,
that's true.
A lot of times that is true. But you get into those situations where everybody is not a one issue voter. They're not. And you just, some people weigh that stuff out. Everybody is not ignorant. Some people weigh that stuff out. Like, listen, I can't just vote for this guy because he's with this policy, but then there's these other 5 policies over here that I know are shit and they're gonna fuck up my community. So I can't just vote for this guy because he is down with one thing that I'm down with. Those are hard decisions.
Right.
They just are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time I would vote straight Democrat. This is the first year I was like, you know what? Let me look at who was running, Because I was always stuck in the mindset of Democrat. I'm not gonna lie. That's all my people taught me was vote Democrat. So this year, I actually went aside that and actually looked up and see who rather than just vote straight Democrat. So I'm guilty of it. I've been taught to vote Democrat. And this year I said, no, let me do some research and actually see who's on the ballot.
But you're right. And I remember that from the beginning also. But you know what a real big part, big issue comes from is this. When you look at the Democratic Party, and yeah, okay, you might get your channel took, Billy. Watch out.
What did it be?
You know, look, the Democrats are all a bunch of old commercians. Where's the young folk at? Where's the working class people in getting in office? In the Republican Party, even though I believe they regenerated. They got some younger people. Remember when the Tea Party first came in and they infiltrated it? What happened? When the Tea Party people came in and they took over with such veracity that the old staunch Republicans, they took their head and threw it on the floor. I'm going home. I'm done with this SHIT. Now, what we still got in the Democratic Party is a bunch of great-great-grandfathers. And you remember trying to talk your grandfather out of something that just was easy and you wasn't going to hurt yourself, but he thought you were going to kill yourself going down the driveway or something, riding on a tricycle, and you couldn't ride it except on Saturday. That's the kind of people we got. We need to get some younger people in the Democratic. It needs to be even.
My thing with
it needs to be even.
My thing is that I know there's the same bird, just two different wings. And my thing with the Democrats is I don't respect them because this is what they do. Now, the Republicans, like it or love it. You don't got to like it. You don't got to. They come in and they know how to wield power. They do what the fuck it is they want to do. They don't ask no questions. They go in. They do what they want to do. Democrats, too busy trying to be nice. You say you got this policy that's supposed to help everybody. You go in there, and the first thing they do is they get into Washington. Oh, I'm super progressive. I'm this, I'm that. And the first thing you do, your ass get corrupted. And you turn into a bitch. You don't do shit. That's why I don't respect them. I have different reasons why I don't respect the Republicans. But in terms of them going in and knowing how to wield power, they know how to wield power. Democrats don't know how to wield power. They're the Democrats are the Washington Senators, like the Globetrotters. The Republicans are the Globetrotters, and the Democrats are the Washington Senators. They're there to be whipping boys, and that's how they operate. That's how they roll. I don't agree with everything the Republicans do, but I have things that I agree with them. I don't agree with everything the Democrats do, but I have things that I agree with them. But I know that the Democrats are whipping boys, and the
when I was a kid, I wanted to be curly.
Be like, "Fuck you, we're gonna do what we want to do. We will power." That's why they're winning in the Supreme Court right now. They had a strategy. That's why the Supreme Court is so leaning towards the right. They had a decades old, longer than that strategy. And look, it works because they know how to fight. They know how to win. They know how to will power. The Democrats don't. And that's why they always get kicked in the nuts. And that's why they'll never get shit done.
That's why they get the brakes beat off of them. You're exactly right.
All the time. They get the brakes beat off of them all the time.
Every darn time.
What cracks me up with the Democrat Party is we don't want a bunch of old white people telling us what to do, and what they do, they vote an old white person.
Exactly, and they won't get rid of them. And then if the younger ones do step up and try to say something, what they do, the money, the corporatists in the party smash them back down. And a lot of the so quote unquote progressives, a lot of they shit, I don't agree with them. I sit and listen to them. I'm like, no, that shit is that's too far left for me. That's too progressive. We need some balance to that shit. But you want to know something? All they do is they let the older ones, the corporatists who don't give a shit about nobody, run over them. That's why the party is weak. That's why I say the one thing about the Republicans is they know how to wield power. The Democrats don't. The Democrats are soft. The Republicans are like, fuck you, we do what we want, and that's just that. And at some point, I gotta respect that, even if I don't agree with it. Yeah. That's why I don't respect Democrats because they're weak. That's just
in 2A. True. The anti-gunners never take a break. They never take a break. They're always with a hammer and chisel trying to chisel pieces off and make room. And 2A people, I think we get tired of it and we want to sit back and say, man, can I take a breath? And you can't do that. If you're a gun person, if you're a gun on the fringe, it's going to be a fight to the day you buy that gun until the day you sell your last one.
Well, nobody's standing up asking them when are they going to when and what are they going to do to enforce the cotton picking law that's already on the darn books. They steady making other stupid laws.
Exactly.
First of all, let's
Holy.
go right now. Gun laws has absolutely nothing to do with crime, with none of that stuff. That's not what gun laws are for. That's it. Gun laws is to take away our guns. So
I know, but they use
gun laws for crime.
They use those catchphrases to tell us, "Oh, this is what we're doing. We're protecting you."
Because that's bullshit. Because the crime is the most high in a place where you can't get no fucking gun.
Exactly.
That's how you know the whole gun law stuff is bullshit. It's just something that they use.
You handcuff the regular citizen and the criminals. They got everything.
They run out here buck wild like the Wild Wild West, doing what they want to do.
What was that back in California? I think I was in the 80s. I was still in school. Somebody was robbing a pawn shop or something. And they had better guns than the police, and the police had to go somewhere and get something.
That was the two cats. That was the two cats that robbed the bank. They robbed the bank.
Oh, that was the bank. Yeah, they had the armor.
Yeah, they had that standoff, and all them cops got shot. They had to go get better guns than the police at the gun store.
And Parasite, everybody know you was well out of school in the 80s.
Yeah. You were in your 40s back then. Well, Texas. My wife was just telling me, Texas, somebody went somewhere to start doing a mass shooting, and a good guy or a good woman, I believe it was a woman, she killed the guy. She put him down.
And that's what I'm saying. What law-abiding citizens that carry pistols are it's basically police when the police is not there.
And then the thing is, they're not the police. It's just that you give the person the ability or the capability to not be a sitting duck. Me having a gun all the time doesn't mean that I'm gonna make it out of a situation. Doesn't mean that. But it gives me a fighting chance to be able to make it out of a situation.
Yes, sir.
That's the thing, because when I'm calling the police, dude 20 feet away from me, getting ready to shoot shit up, and I'm on the phone with the police, it's going to take them 2-3 minutes to get there, 5 minutes, whatever. It's too late. I need to be able to have an effective way to keep myself safe or do what I need to do and that's the problem.
The police
waiting for the police. I need the police to come. I need the police to come to either come carry me away or carry the person I shot away. That's what I need. I don't need them because they're not going to protect you. It's not even their job to protect you.
That's not their job. No. No, it's not.
What up, Sunshine?
What up?
I tell a lot of me and one of the older guys had a discussion here at work. He's like, "You don't need an AR-15." I said, "Why not?" Because it's an assault weapon. I said, "It's not an assault weapon. Stop saying that. It's not an assault rifle." I said, "But I'm gonna give you an example. Say 3 guys come in your house while your wife and you there."
No, that's not. That whole is. It's and most people don't want to have the responsibility of being able to protect themselves. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
It's a responsibility. It is. I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody who carries a gun for defensive purposes, it is a pain in the ass to always be trying to stay on your square, always be trying to watch everything, always seeing what's going on. Where you sit in a restaurant. I just came back. I was out. All these people in the room. I tried to have a seat where I can see where the exits are, all type of shit. And I realized I walked behind something. I saw the exit back there. I was like, oh shit, I wish I wasn't sitting there because I couldn't see it because it was behind the wall. If you are a person who that's how you live your life, those are things that stuff is not. It's a pain in the ass.
Let me ask you guys a personal question.
Sometimes I wish I didn't get into it because then I wouldn't be aware that I could be living in a fool's paradise. But now I know, and that stuff is always on me. It's a part of who I am. And it's annoying. It's a pain in the ass.
Let me ask you guys a personal question. I often have different reasons for my gun enthusiasm, and not always is it self-defense. A big part of it is fun. It's actual like fun, collecting, shooting, etc. Real deal, and then we'll go all the way around. How much of it is wanting to have the ability of self-defense, and how much of it is the ability to do something constructive, to have fun, to clear your mind, to I guess boost your quality of living or whatever. And that's a part that a lot of people don't sit back to think about. They always think about defending themselves, defending. Sometimes it ain't got shit to do with defense. I want my firearms because I want to have a good time the way I want to have it at a safe place, safe environment. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you got into it, I guess.
So my firearms are 100% for defense and protecting my family. My firearms are 100% for me to enjoy them. My firearms are 100% of me having fun and relaxing and just having a good time. It's 100% of just, it's a cool factor. I love to upgrade my guns and put this on it and put this certain grip on it and put a comp on the front or buy a certain red dot to put on it. You know what I'm saying? That's my enjoyment. That's how I have fun. So it's 100% across the board on in every circumstance for everything for it.
Skilly, what do you say?
I say all the above. Certain guns I buy to have fun with. For example, my Chris Vector. I'm not carrying that for. There's nothing to do with home defense. None of that. It's just it was my dream gun. Something I could take to the range. I could have a little fun with. Then you have some stuff like I'm about to get a Glock 34. I want to do some competition shooting eventually. So that's for me trying to get into the competition side of things. And also, I say my Canic in my Hellcat that's more for protection. My KSG, my shotgun is more for home protection. So it's a little bit of everything, man. And it spreads. And eventually want to have my daughter and my son get into it as well. If they don't get into it, at least learn how to protect themselves. If anything. So
Parasite.
Yes, sir.
How much of your fight is for your enjoyment? Not so much your personal right to defend yourself, but for your actual right to have fun, your right to have a stable and well set mind because you're having a good time with your friends, your family, or your guns.
There's a great deal of it for recreation for me. Of course, that other factor is a portion of it, but I'm not fighting every day. I'm not having to deal with, because mainly, like Zach said, when I got something, I go out of my way to make sure that I ain't running across no confrontation, because it all come with something. Everything come with something. But majorly, it's for recreation. I mean, I like to go to the range. I so enjoyed it when the one over here not too far from me opened up one day, and I got caught wind of it, and I was able to go down there, and now I got something to bring. I'm gonna have to have a little money so I can come out here and make sure he can, grow some grass back. Because when I come back out there, I'm gonna stomp down some grass, man. Because that's what I like. It's a recreation, and to see something. It for me, I had one that I was real unsure of, and I handed it off. For me to see Zach shoot my level gun and knock down the steel, man, that did something for me, man. I'm going back. And the first time I ever seen steel working, man. Now, and I got a chance to feel how somebody else's stuff working. I went and bought one like something somebody else had. You know what I mean? And it wasn't. I didn't get that area to go like I'm gonna carry it in the car every day or whatever. When I have to go, I gotta go. But yes, range is not a toy, but I do like the enjoyment. Some days I have stress from the job and all these things, working as a public servant. I want to go relax. A little boom therapy is great. I just get that little heat off, man, get that out, and everything is good. I put it all back up, clean it all back away, put it away and everything, and that's fine. So a great portion of it is for the fun, the recreation, or the camaraderie when somebody's around nearby. When I get a chance to get with my brothers, that's gonna be something, because they went in another lane in life, and we get to meet back up. I want to be able to compare that's why I'm still working to get my skills where they should be.
Yeah.
So that I can.
You got a lot of work. You got a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't want to. Hey, you know what?
Don't take that.
I was just in Seattle, and we went inside of the mountain with one of my other relatives, and I had a little fun. By the way, 308 and 556, and I was chopping. Yes, sir.
There it is.
I was working it. So all I gotta do is get my handgun skills all the way 10-8. But I'm gonna have it there because My little brother was the police, and my other brother was a military man. So they not finna outdo me. You know, that's just something that's gonna happen. So, and it's just a feather in the cap, kind of bragging right type thing. You know, I'm gonna show out as much as I can.
Good.
Yeah,
it feel good.
Yeah,
Zach, what do you say?
I mean, I bought my first gun for defense. It wasn't for recreation. It wasn't. It's sort of my journey sort of morphed into where I am now. I bought that first handgun. That's what it was for. I had a long conversation with my wife about why I was buying it and why I was bringing it into the house, because I felt it was my responsibility. To me, it was the thing to give me to make me the most capable and give me the most to be able to defend us properly. And that's how, and it sort of sent me on this journey where it took me into competition and it took me into this other stuff. But my original intent when I purchased a firearm was for defense. And I had to learn how to carry all the time, and I had to learn why it was important and things like that. I made it a part of my life.
Yeah.
So I love all the other aspects of it. I love the competition. I love all of that. But for me, my original intent was because I felt a certain way about protecting my family. I felt a certain way, just to be honest, about being a black man in America based off of history. And I moved in that route. And then, Billy, we're from New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't really do that stuff unless you were doing it in a not so legal manner.
Yeah.
And then when I realized and I came here and saw that I could do it and be legal, I waited several years before I decided to purchase something to where I wanted to know my head was on straight. So I knew there was a certain way that I'd be able to move. So for me, the whole gun thing started out as a defensive thing. That's how it started. And it just ended up where it is now. So it always falls back to that. That's why I say I try to live my life that way. It's something that I chose to do. But I'll be the first one to tell you, this shit is annoying. It can be. I would love to sometimes just be able to just jump up and not grab this big ass heavy thing and throw it on my hip and move around and just do whatever, not worrying about if I got extra mags in my bag or if I got an extra gun in the car. But that's my life. I chose to do that. So that's what I do. And for me, that makes me feel more protected. I do understand that just having a gun doesn't mean I'm going to make it out. But it gives me the better ability to be able to defend. That's my prayer. My prayer is, Lord, let me get my rounds on target first if I ever have to do it. And if I go out, then it's not going to be from lack of trying. That's how I look at it. It always comes back to that because of what I got into it for. That's just my journey. That's what it comes down to. Well, I'm like real deal. I love all the other aspects of it.
I respect it. I know for me, I fight for my right to enjoy owning firearms. If it was a firearm being for protection and protection only, I don't know if I'd fight for it that much. I went through so much of my life not needing it, not feeling like, or not being aware of, that, I almost could go back to it if ever need be. But I've gotten so much into a part of my life that makes me happy, that makes me competitive, that makes me better, that's what I'm fighting for. That's the stronger piece of what I'm fighting for. I could defend myself all day. I could defend myself in so many ways. But I think that me and probably every damn body in here could sit and say defense is not the only part of owning a firearm. It's a huge part, but believe me, there's so much camaraderie, there's so much interest, collecting stuff and changing stuff. And if you got enough money like 2A in LA, you can modify every single gun that you own. And it's just like such a...
You get bored, you do it again.
Yeah, you do it again. You flip-flop stuff. You take the top of this staccato, put it on the top of the other staccato. Sooner or later, man, I'm telling you, that enjoyment builds to where you're like, man, fuck that. Like if somebody told me I can't play spades ever again because it's illegal, we're gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain parts of it that are just not self-defense to me, that are actually lifestyle, interest, and I'll fight for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why Skilly Boss over there look mad? Look.
Oh no, you yelled that.
Yeah. You're on that YouTube again. So I want to ask the chat a question. And so in the United States, we have 2A friendly states and we have non-2 friendly states. Do people and the people think that the 2A friendly states that we just got lucky, like somehow we just got lucky and the politicians say you can have guns and we just got lucky that way? Or how do they think that happened?
Shit, I think you have to ask that question again.
All right.
If
in America we have 2A states that are very friendly, and we have 2A that are very extreme.
Yeah.
The people that don't live in friendly 2A states, do they think we just got lucky that somehow we got lucky and our state just magically became friendly on 2A?
Honestly, I don't know. Because I don't know if they become friendly 2A or unfriendly to 2A. You know what I'm saying? Like America was 2A friendly generally for the most part speaking. So these states had to become unfriendly as opposed to being all unfriendly and becoming friendly. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what happens. And that's the thing that we can't overlook. That is a part of America. In America, you're supposed to be able to be free to be what it is you want to be, worship who it is that you want to worship. And there were a group of people who said, you know something? I don't like these guns. So we're going to go over here, away from you people that do, and we're going to start our own thing over here where we don't like them. See, and that's the slippery slope about America. The same way that I have a right to be like, yo, you're going to give me my guns, the same way the next man over there got a right to say, nah, I don't want to fuck with them.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to accept both parts of it. If not, then you're not really a patriot. Because a true patriot accepts both because it's about being free. So even if I think your idea is stupid because you don't like having guns and I don't agree with it, me as a person who is about having rights, you have every right to disagree with me and do what it is that you think, especially if it's something that's not hurting anybody. You hurt yourself, that's on you. That is the slippery slope about America. Freedom is not free, and it's not. You're not going to always agree. That's what makes it free.
And that's my point. That like Indiana is very 2A friendly, and it's because the people in Indiana decided that 2A is a big thing in this state, and we made sure we voted the people in that would hold those values.
Yeah, that was the group of people. That was the group of people there that liked it. Then you got a group of people who went over a place and they didn't.
California. There's a group of people that decided they don't like guns. Right. They're the major voting bloc, and so they vote.
And and supposedly that's the thing that makes America free, because I'm allowed to have my ideas and feel the way that I feel. And I don't like this, you don't like that, fine. The problem is we don't know how to live and let live. That's the problem. I don't gotta like what you like, and you ain't gotta like what I like, but I need to respect. You respect. I respect the fact that you don't. You respect that I do. But the problem is we don't live that way. That's the whole issue. It's rare to find people like that. I don't gotta agree with you. I can disagree with you, but I can still fuck with you depending on what it is.
That's right. Yeah. And remember, if you like freedom, hit that like button.
That's right. If you don't like freedom and you didn't hit this like button.
Hit the like button.
Hey, so that's another part of something. I really respect people and do understand. So not only do I respect their side of what they feel is freedom or their choices to make, but when it comes to firearms, I understand people who are not for 2A. I straight up understand reasoning. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I don't try to argue it. I know what's good for me, and I'll argue what's good for me, but I would never impose, because I understand what fears, I understand what doubts that people would have to have when I show up with a gun on my hip in a fucking store, in a restaurant, in a gas station, whatever. I understand that people, would be like, I don't know if I feel safe at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I respect.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I respect their decision. I don't think it's a smart one, but I respect it. Just the same way that they should respect mine, even though you don't think it's smart. But usually it's the other way around. You just the worst person in the world because you got a gun. But no. We just need to respect each other's feelings. But all I know is a situation jump off and I got my gun and you ain't got one. You have to pull that shit out to protect your ass. I know that.
Good luck.
That's the way I look at it too. Like, say me and Zach, we don't agree during the politics. I vote, he votes. We don't agree. And then we have Parasite who wants to join the conversation, and we look at Parasite and say, "Hey, did you voted?" He says no, and it's like, I don't want to hear your opinion. I may not agree with Zach and his opinion, but at least he took the time out and did something. You know what I'm saying?
And then the thing is, I go a step further than that. The guy who says, I don't want to vote, I got to sit and listen to him. You want to know something? I understand why he doesn't want to, because everybody, they all full of shit. Yeah, I understand it. And you want to know something? Yeah. I respect it, but I will not get into an argument with him about shit because he didn't do nothing to it.
He didn't make that effort.
But I respect it. Alex. But I'm not having an argument with him. What up, Alex?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, shit, gentlemen, we had an amazing discussion today. I really, really, truly enjoy the education. I enjoy the camaraderie.
I agree, Grandma. I agree.
That's what happened.
One thought. We got states that are against guns or are more extreme with the control. And it doesn't seem like those are the states that are in favor of things like marijuana being legal.
I think marijuana should be legal in Indiana, to tell you the truth.
It depends. I mean, it's to a certain extent, it's medically legal here.
Well, that's
another thing I get with. If I want to smoke, it's my business.
Y'all trying to sneak another hour out of me. Listen, that's a fucking rabbit hole right there. That's a whole rabbit hole. Then you have the understanding. That's why. All right. Not saying they're directly affect each. How can I say this? It's not parallel to each other. But the right to smoke marijuana, for me, my opinion, the right to smoke marijuana and the right to handle a firearm should never come head to head. To me, I wouldn't trust that environment. I don't feel comfortable in that environment.
But why do you feel comfortable in a state where you can carry a firearm and buy alcohol? What is alcohol? Anything different than marijuana does?
That's why I don't get the whole thing. It's okay for me to go get sloppy ass drunk, but I can't toke a little smoke, and get a little lifted. I think that's bullshit.
I don't think you should drink or smoke with a firearm. Period.
I don't think you should be intoxicated with a firearm.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't smoke a big bud and carry a firearm.
That can be an issue because you're not in your right frame of mind.
That's true. Whatever form it is, you should not be inebriated in any form when handling a dangerous fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Too many accidents.
That's a whole nother live. I think we might do that one next week.
That sounds good, Billy. Print that up.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Welcome,
man.
Hey, listen. I appreciate everybody for stopping through and hanging out with us and giving me your Monday evening. And gentlemen, you all right, Skilly?
Yeah.
Dude, come through.
Appreciate y'all. Great conversation.
I appreciate everybody for stopping through, man. Be safe. Enjoy the evening. And we'll see y'all Wednesday afternoon on Erica My Fly Family's channel. Until then,
see you tomorrow night.
All right, y'all.
Tomorrow night, yes, right. It's still going? All right, good. Yeah, tomorrow night, y'all.
You're the man with control.
What's going on tomorrow night? RGG, right?
RGG.
I'm about to say, I thought y'all was talking about something different. What y'all saying?
No.
I know. Okay.
We knew that already. But either way, we'll see y'all tomorrow.